All right, let's just settle. We're getting late. I'm chatting again. Hope everyone's doing well. Nice to see you all. So let's just settle into a nice, comfortable seated posture. And you can have your feet, your legs like crossed, in a regular meditation position, or just sort of flat down on the floor. Feel the sensation of your feet on the floor, your feet in your shoes, slippers, whatever you're in, and the sensation of your sits bones in your chair. And this, you can have also your sits bones slightly raised, and it just slightly changes the angle of your pelvis, so it enables you to to sit a little bit straighter, a more aligned way. If we're quite tight in the lower back, we need a little bit of support there. Otherwise, we'll kind of be a bit more rounded. So imagine you're aligning your shoulders with your hips and your ears with your shoulders. And feel the sensation of your hands in your lap. They can be in the meditation mudra, or you can just have them just resting however feels comfortable to you. Now imagine your spine is, it has its natural curves, but you just imagine it's a string of pearls of light. And it stretches from the base all the way up through the crown of the head and beyond. Just imagine you're lengthening your spine. And put some space in between those vertebrae. And when you get to the crown of the head, just release any tension all the way down the body, all the face, and the back of the head and the neck, the arms, the legs. Release your belly. And then bring your attention to the sensations of your breath. The nostrils, maybe the chest cavity, and then the belly. And also be aware of sound in your environment. So what I'm hearing now outside is the hummingbirds. This little feeder on my window, so I can see them, and so that they can see all the holy objects on my altar, which is right in front of the window. And they kind of eat right up until it's almost dark. So that's a slight distraction for me. So just be aware of what's actually distracting you. And then just notice what's going on in your mind this evening, just trying to put some space in between the thoughts. Just watching them arise and abide, and then do your best not to kind of follow them. Just allow them to be. But observe your thoughts, observe your mind. Just be objective about what you're seeing without any judgment or self-criticism. And then bring to mind all those people of your life, your loved ones, your strangers, the ones you don't like, keeping in mind they're all equal. So you can practice this in the supermarket when you're in line and see a stranger in front of you, or the person who's checking out your shopping. And that person is the same as you, in that they want to be happy, they don't want to suffer, and they too have this extraordinary capacity for a Buddha mind. So I think we'll do this practice this evening for all these people of our life, and by extension, all sentient beings, and then just think of all these people, caught up in these monsoonal outbursts in the northern part of India. And so what Shreya was talking about is His Holiness, the Dalai Lama resides in Dharamsala, and so it's the neighboring state to Himachal Pradesh. That's, probably quite a distance, but everywhere is a little bit unsafe in the mountains in the monsoon. So imagine there is no negativity that can't be purified, and this purification process is basically a psychological one. We create negativity with our mind, so equally we can change it by creating positivity instead. And we start with the power of regret. So sincerely regret from the depths of your heart anything you have done to harm any living being on this day, in this life, and in all of our past lives. And think of specific actions of both your body and your speech, and then in general regret all. And the reason we're regretting is based on this logic of karma. So we experience everything due to our past actions, karma. And so having harmed others, we ourselves will necessarily experience suffering in the future. And we cannot bear the thought of any future suffering that we might experience. We know from our present suffering we don't want any more. So logically, it makes sense to remove the karmic seeds before they ripen as future suffering for us. So think like this: I regret from the depths of my heart having harmed others with my body and my speech, having broken my vows, because I do not want the future suffering. I'm sick of suffering. And also regret any anger, attachment, and the rest that are the cause of why we harm others. And then think again, I'm sick of this suffering. Then think, well, what can I do about it? Whom can I turn to? So here we come to this power of reliance. So we turn to the Buddha, who we see as a doctor, who has these methods that we can use to purify. And it's not that we're needing Buddha Vajrasattva to forgive us. We're purifying ourselves by relying upon his medicine. So you imagine Vajrasattva's above the crown of your head. So, there's lots of detail in this image. Is the image there? The image is not there. There's lots of detail in the Vajrasattva image that will come up in a minute. There we are. But you don't have to imagine all of that. There's quite a lot the artist has put in. So you can imagine this this white light body above the crown of your head, if you like. You can also imagine this is the mind of your teacher, manifesting in this form for your benefit. So, Vajrasattva's sitting cross-legged on a white lotus and a moon cushion, or a moon cushion on a white lotus, and he has this beautiful, radiant face, and is very welcoming, very kind. And he's just accepting you exactly as you are, turning up this evening. And his arms are crossed at his heart. The left is underneath the right. The left holds a bell. This represents wisdom. And the right holds a vajra, which represents the indestructibility of compassion. And their being crossed represents the union of these. And this symbolizes enlightenment itself, the development of infinite wisdom and infinite compassion. To the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha, I go for refuge until I'm enlightened. By this practice of meditating on Guru Vajrasattva, may I reach Buddhahood so as to benefit all sentient beings. And then we have a little section here on compassion. Excuse me. So in order to develop compassion, we need to rely upon other beings, the very beings we have harmed, and those who have harmed us, by developing compassion for them. So think particularly of people you've harmed recently and in the past, and then in general, all beings we have ever harmed since beginningless time. And then think about those who have harmed you and have compassion for them, because the harm they've caused you is going to result suffering for them sometime in the future. So we just make a strong aspiration to do this practice of purification for all these beings. And then we come to the, the practice. This is the power of the remedy. And we start with the body. So we're taking the medicine here. We're healing ourselves. So Vajrasattva, imagine, very compassionately sends powerful white nectar, like coming out of a hose, quite forcefully from his heart. And it arcs around and enters your crown and pours into your entire body, filling you completely. And it keeps pouring into you until it forces out of your lower orifices all the harm you've ever done to any living being with your body in the form of inky liquid. And this pours out of you and disappears into space, not one atom left as we recite the mantra. Om Vajrasattva Samayam Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dinapatita Jita Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sabosidi Mebiyata Sawa Kama Sitame Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva A Hom Pe Om Vajrasattva Samayam Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dinapatita Jida meboa, sitokaya meboa, sipokaya meboa, anorakta meboa, sabosidi mipiyata sawa kama sitame, sitam shriyam kuru hum ha ha ho bhagawan, sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva a hom pe. Vajrasattva samayam manupalaya, vajrasattva dinapatita, Jida meboa, sitokaya meboa, sipokaya meboa, Anorakta meboa, sabosidi mempiyata sawa kama sitame, sitam triyam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagawan, sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva a hom pe. Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya, vajrasattva dinapatita, Jida meboa, sitokaya meboa, sipokaya meboa, Anorakta meboa, sabosidi mimpiyata sawa kama sitame, sitam shriyam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagawan, sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva a hom pe. Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya, vajrasattva dinapatita, Jida meboa, sitokaya meboa, sipokaya meboa, Anorakta meboa, sabosidi mimpiyata sawa kama sitame, sitam triyam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagawan, sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva a hom pe. Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya, vajrasattva dinapatita, Jida meboa, sitokaya meboa, sipokaya meboa, Anorakta meboa, sabosidi mimpiyata sawa kama sitame, sitam triyam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagawan, sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva a hom pe. Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya, vajrasattva dinapatita, Jida meboa, sitokaya meboa, sipokaya meboa, Anorakta meboa, sabosidi mebiyata sawa kama sitame, sitam shriyam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagawan, sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva a hum pe. So be delighted that all the harm you've ever done to any sentient being with your body is now completely purified, and think that there's no way you could do anything other than benefit others now with your body. And next we come to the purification of our speech, which also means pacification as well. So imagine Vajrasattva very happily sends powerful nectar from his heart chakra, and it arcs around and quite forcefully enters your crown and fills your entire body, except this time forcing up to the top of your body all the negativity of your speech, and this overflows and disappears into space, not one atom left. So imagine all the gossip and the harsh speech and the useless speech and lying and talking about people behind their backs and getting other people to agree with you. All of this is purified by this powerful nectar filling you as you recite the mantra. Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya, vajrasattva dinapatita, jida meboa, sitokaya meboa, sipokaya meboa, Anorakta meboa, sabosidi mebiyata sawa kama sitame, sitam shriyam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagawan, sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva a hom pe. Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya, vajrasattva dinapatita, Jida meboa, sitokaya meboa, sipokaya meboa, Anurakta me boa sawa siddhi me biyata sawa kama sita me. Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva A Hom Pe Vajrasafa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasafa Dina Patita Dida Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anorakta Meboa Sawasidi Mibiyata Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva A Hom Pe Vajrasafa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasafa Dina Patita Dida Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anurakta Meboa Sawasidi Mibiyata Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva A Hom Pe Vajrasafa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasafa Dina Patita Dida Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anorakta Meboa Sawasidi Mibiyata Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva A Hom Pe Vajrasafa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasafa Dina Patita Dida Meboa, Situkaya Meboa, Sipokaya Meboa, Anorakta Meboa, Sawasidi Mebiyata Sawa Kama Sita Me, Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan, Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva A Hom Pe, Vajrasafa Samaya Manupalaya, Vajrasafa Dina Patita, Dida Meboa, Situkaya Meboa, Sipokaya Meboa, Anorakta Meboa, Sawasidi Mebiyata Sawa Kama Sita Me, Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan, Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva A Hum Pe. So again, feel so happy that your speech is now completely purified, and imagine it's not possible to do anything other than benefit others now with your speech, including yourself. And now we come to the purification of our mind, and Vajrasattva very compassionately sends powerful beams of light from his heart chakra, and this arcs around and enters your crown and fills your entire being. And so you imagine, and this happens as instantly as when you walk into a room and flick on a switch and the light comes, dispelling the darkness. So the light from Vajrasattva's heart hits your heart chakra, and then all the darkness of the negativity of your mind, attachment, anger, bitterness, grudges, jealousy, all of this instantly dispelled, not one atom left. Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anorakta Meboa Sawasidi Mebiyata Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva A Hom Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Meboa, Situkaya Meboa, Sipokaya Meboa, Anorakta Meboa, Sawasidi Mebiyata Sawa Kama Sita Me, Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan, Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva A Hom Pe, Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya, Vajrasattva Dina Patita, Jida Meboa, Sitokaya Meboa, Sipokaya Meboa, Anorakta Meboa, Sawasidi Mebiyata Sawa Kama Sita Me, Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan, Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva A Hom Pe, Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya, Vajrasattva Dina Patita, Jida Meboa, Situkaya Meboa, Sipokaya Meboa, Anorakta Meboa, Sawasidi Mebiyata Sawa Kama Sita Me, Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan, Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva A Hom Pe, Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya, Vajrasattva Dina Patita, Jida Meboa, Situkaya Meboa, Sipokaya Meboa, Anorakta Meboa, Sawasidi Mebiyata Sawa Kama Sita Me, Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan, Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva A Hom Pe, Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya, Vajrasattva Dina Patita, Jida meboa, Situkaya meboa, Sipokaya meboa, Anorakta meboa, Sabasidi mebiyata sawa kama sitame, Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan, Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Setva A Hum Pe. Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Jida meboa, Situkaya meboa, Sipokaya meboa, Anorakta meboa, Sabosidi mebiyata sawa kama sitame, Sitam Triyam Guru Hum Ha Ho Bhagawan, Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva A Hum Pe. So again, be delighted that all your delusions, which are the source of all of our own suffering and the cause of why we harm others with our body and our speech, are completely purified, and think that there's no space in your heart now for anything other than love and kindness and forgiveness and wisdom and bliss and compassion. And so now the purification of even the imprints of negativity of the body, speech, and mind. And, you imagine, Vajrasattva sending the nectar, and this kind of just flows down, pushing out all the negativity of the body again, and the nectar flows up, pushing out all the negativity of the speech. And then the light comes and pushes out all the delusions. And this is happening all at the same time. And so it's like an extra wash. And so in this way, you're eradicating even the subtlest imprints of negative energy from your consciousness. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Jida Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mebiyata Sawa Kama Sitame Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva A Hom Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Jida meboa, Sitokaya meboa, Sipokaya meboa, Anorakta meboa, Sawasidi mebiyata sawa kama sitame, Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha Ho Bhagawan, Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva A Hom Pe. Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Drida meboa, Situkaya meboa, Sipokaya meboa, Anorakta meboa, Sabasidi mebiyata sawa kama sitame, Sitam Triyam Guru Hum Ha Ha Ho Bhagawan, Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva A Hom Pe. Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Jida meboa, Situkaya meboa, Sipokaya meboa, Anorakta meboa, Sawasidi mebiyata sawa kama sitame, Sitam Triyam Guru Hum Ha Ha Ho Bhagawan, Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva A Hom Pe. Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Jida meboa, Situkaya meboa, Sipokaya meboa, Anorakta meboa, Sawasidi mebiyata sawa kama sitame, Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha Ho Bhagawan, Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva A Hom Pe. Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Jida meboa, Situkaya meboa, Sipokaya meboa, Anorakta meboa, Sawasidi mebiyata sawa kama sitame, Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha Ho Bhagawan, Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva A Hom Pe. Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Jida meboa, Situkaya meboa, Sipokaya meboa, Anorakta meboa, Sawasidi mebiyata sawa kama sitame, Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha Ho Bhagawan, Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva A Hum Pe. So now feel you're completely purified. There's not one atom of negativity left in your mind stream. Even the subtlest obscurations to enlightenment have been removed. And now we come to the power of resolve. And this is really crucial. This is the fourth step. And it's because here we have to decide that we want to refrain from harming. So without this decision, we are likely just to keep following those same old habits, just keep doing the same old things over and over again. So first of all, rejoice in your efforts for coming along tonight. And then think of also something you'd like to work on between now and tomorrow. Could be your speech. Maybe you swat mosquitoes, accidentally killing them just mindlessly. So whatever. Just think of something you'd like to maybe sort of get on top of as a habit that might be harmful. And Vajrasattva is delighted with us and wants to merge with your mind and melts into white light and absorbs into you through your crown. And you think, my teacher's body, speech, and mind, and Vajrasattva's body, speech, and mind, and my own body, speech, and mind are the same. So next, Lama Zopa Rinpoche would recommend to meditate on emptiness. So in emptiness, there is no I, the creator of negative karma. There is no action of creating negative karma. And there is no negative karma created. So at whatever level you understand emptiness, place your mind there for a little while. We can think of all phenomena as being empty. They do not exist from their own side. And you can also think that the way things appear to me might not necessarily be the way they exist. So let's just dedicate all the merit, all the positive energy you've created doing this practice to all living beings and think, may all the virtuous karma I have created from doing this practice ripen as my enlightenment for the sake of sentient beings as quickly as possible. So let's do our chanting the names of Manjushri. We're up to 4 already. The stages of awakening according to illusions net. And then about the Lord of Speech he spoke. These verses, which include 6 kingly mantras, which manifest from non-duality, which bear the quality of non-arising. A, I, U, E, L. A. I'm not sure how that one's pronounced. Okay. O, Al, Am, A, Shito, Shri. Jana Murtir, Aham Buddho, Buddhanam Triadva Vartinam, Om Vajratikshna Dukta Cheda, Prajna Jana Murtaye, Janakaye Vagisava, Aparachanai Te Nama. Shrey, might have to get you to recite the next one. See how your Sanskrit is. Okay, thank you. All right, everybody, let's have a strong wish for His Holiness the Dalai Lama to live long and for the swift discovery of Lama Zopa Rinpoche, and then for all of your own individual teachers to live long. Okay, lots of love, everybody. And take care, everyone.